we got coming up. Are you planning on throwing any kind of a summer party? Listen to this.
How many thousands of balloons do you have, sorry?
2,000 balloons.
2,000?
2,000 balloons.
Okay, so who throws a party with 2,000 balloons?
That's
of course, anyone wanting to have the most killer rockin' summer party, that's for sure. Truly big events need truly big ideas. So for the family reunion at the park, or maybe it's a ward activity, whatnot, we have some ideas for you today. I've got Sarah Quilter with me, who has all of the best ideas for your summer party, some great suggestions. Sarah, let's jump right into it.
Okay, probably start with the biggest, most obvious feature that we have out here today, the popcorn bar. It kind of takes a spin from even a lemonade stand look, but it lets people create their own snack, which is so fun for adults and kids. I know this totally snags my attention when I see it.
I can smell it right now.
I know, all of the good stuff that's kind of coming our way. This particular popcorn bar is actually going to be featured at a wedding that I have coming up in 2 weeks. So you'll see kind of some of the little wedding details throughout here. But all this is, we have the little brown bags that are already pre-cut into smaller, a little bit smaller, so they don't have the huge bags walking around. And it kind of limits what they're taking, so what you have to buy. But
so you want to limit the size so they don't just take too much.
And you know what? Little kids are known to overstuff and undereat. I think sometimes their eyes are a little bit bigger than their stomachs. So just all they can do here is go ahead and fill up their bag with the popcorn. We have a few add-ins if they want to kind of put it in, shake it up.
This makes it fun.
It's so fun. And then over here are tons of different seasons. Some of them are a little more saucy than others. Like for me, I'd probably go with the
I love the
typical.
ranch.
See, on popcorn.
That's my favorite.
Really? I haven't
it.
ever tried that. I would go with kettle corn or even just popcorn salt. I'm kind of boring. But I mean, milk chocolate caramel, there's garlic parmesan.
Give everybody their own little choice.
And it
here.
makes it personalized to them and something that they can just kind of snack on. And remember, it's fun.
One thing I want to ask you, okay, we're out on the plaza. Right. I want to talk about venues when we begin this. You said you're using this for a wedding.
Yes.
When I think of big events, I think of weddings and how to plan for big crowds. Do you need to be outside, inside? What do you think?
Do you know what? I love outside. When we have a smaller window to have events outside where we can kind of guarantee or hope for better weather, and it takes down the prep time, really. The cleaning beforehand and the cleaning afterhand is a lot easier. Plus, it's just a gorgeous backdrop naturally, so you don't have to worry about bringing as much in, and you can focus more on the details that you want to pop. Yes. So I prefer the outdoor, but of course, sometimes that's out of our hands and we go to the indoors. But it's cute either way.
Either way.
Yes.
Either way.
So this is kind of one of our little treats.
Okay.
And then we also have, when you think outdoor games,
you think of, okay, how do you get everybody engaged, because people going different directions all the time.
I'm kind of sitting there and talking, and this particular event that we're having they really focused on the children at this event.
Okay.
And they were kind of thinking how we can kind of keep them busy so they're not getting into trouble or getting into mischief.
Look how cute this Connect 4 game
Isn't
is.
this fun? This was made by the groom, if you can believe it. He went ahead and did the pieces in their wedding colors. So this is just kind of a fun, huge version of Connect 4.
And you did this at a wedding?
It's going to be at a wedding.
It's going to be at a wedding.
I'm so excited to see how it plays out and how the kids, and I mean adults alike, are going to love it.
Okay, so how do you make this though? This looks a little intense to me.
Yes, this is not for the beginner DIYer for sure. We have some others that are a little more simple. This is a little bit more ambitious. He took pallets, which a lot of the stuff he's worked on, even the popcorn stand, were made from pallets. So each
gives
piece
you that
is
rustic
a pallet.
feel.
Yes. And then he used a jigsaw to cut out each piece here and then sand the edges. He said you could use a circle cutter, but they're $50 a piece. And so he had a jigsaw already.
Could you take something like this to Home Depot and say, I need this many round?
This DIY is actually from Home Depot.
No way!
So you could go
good
ahead.
Guess on my part.
Yeah, it was a good guess. You search Pinterest, you can find different templates for it, but this one was actually from Home Depot. So you can go ahead and take it in and say, this is what I'm wanting. I'm sure they charge per cut, but if you need the extra help, they're usually willing to help out.
Let your husband off the hook.
Yes.
Let Home Depot do it.
He'll appreciate that. That's a lot of tedious work right there. So then, this is obviously, like I said, a little bit more of an ambitious game
for a
to
beginner.
DIY. Yes. Over here we have Jenga, a giant Jenga
Oh,
set.
my kids would love this.
Right.
They would love this.
Outside, you don't care if it's toppling over or making a mess or being loud. And of course, the bigger the better, I think, and kids think so too. So these are just 2x4s that were cut and stained different colors to give it kind of that dimension.
And
you
could make them stained, you could go
paint
color,
them,
you could go
whatever you want. You can write on them.
Match your wedding colors.
Yes, yes, you really can. You can do so much to personalize them, and they're so fun. Again, the groom, who's super handy, went ahead and made this carrot carrying case that doubles as the stand. This was his own design. I have no template to offer for that, but just as an idea.
So how do you, I mean, for those who don't know Jenga, I only know because my kids have introduced it to me. So how do you play it? You just stack, right?
You can play it, yes. So your point, well, you stack the whole thing first, and then it's a fun game of who can take out the most pieces
and
without letting it fall.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And I do believe you. Maybe I don't know. I thought you just took them all out.
No, you take them out. You keep layering.
And you
go
on
keep
top.
going. Yeah.
Okay. And then it gets a little more wobbly and wobbly. And whoever takes out the piece that lets it fall is the loser.
Okay.
Right.
Everybody's a winner, though. Don't worry. It's okay.
No
it's
losers.
Okay.
No losers.
How fun!
So this is another fun one and simple. Get a couple 2x4s.
I mean, this could be a backyard barbecue game. This could be
the family
anything.
reunions, like you said, any birthday parties, just anything you want to keep the kids outside and entertain.
Yeah.
Perfect. And it really does keep them going for a while.
That's
and
fantastic.
it's so cost effective. I mean, you don't need to build
How much
the
would
surface,
something like
put
this
anything
cost you?
2x4s, and I believe he had 5 or 6 of them. I would guess, because I'm no like wood shop expert.
You could try different wood.
$10, $15 for the wood.
Yeah.
Of course, if you wanted to paint or add extra stuff, you add on for that. But he went ahead and sanded the edges super smooth, no splinters. He spent a lot of time on that as well. But if you wanted to go ahead and just cut it and leave them raw,
or get the kids involved, give them a little piece of sandpaper, get them going on it.
That's so true. So we have this.
That's fantastic.
We have another one. We'll maybe skip over here to the dice.
Okay.
Just simple blocks of wood. Again, cut, stained, and he made little templates out of little vinyl and spray painted the dots on them.
Okay.
This they're going to use for outdoor Yahtzee at the wedding. You can do, let's see who rolls all 7s, or let's see who can add up to 7, the game of 7s. There are so many games to use with the dice.
One other thing I want to ask you quickly about is signage. So that is so important when it comes to parties.
Right.
Tell me about what you've been doing.
I love guiding signs too. A welcome sign, a fun arrow guiding, it just kind of like sets the tone for the party as people are starting to walk in. There's little details like that I think really kind of grasp attention and are remembered. So again, I know this is all geared towards a wedding because that's what these particular things are being used for at this time, but these can be used, like we talked about, at any event. This one right here is another adorable touch that the bride and groom came up with. It's an activity book for the little kids.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But it's all centered around the couple. So they will be given to them they'll be in a basket in little kits, so they have their crayons.
I mean, weddings are often so geared towards adults. It's kind of fun to bring the kids into it that way.
And they really put a lot of attention into that, to kind of think, what will these kids kind of keep them busy and appreciate. And I know we have some images to show a little closer up, but they did a little more personalized, so cartoon images of themselves.
And here's me thinking, I would put like a picture of myself in here that they have to color.
Okay, don't worry. There's that as well.
Okay.
They took their bridal picture.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would have done too.
Okay, dot to dot.
I want to ask you about this big event you have coming up, the water balloon. Tell me about this.
We did the water balloon. Yes, it was so fun. So the last day of school, you kind of always want to greet your kids with something fun. And we did the silly string attack and everything. But then we went over to my friend's house who had over 2,000 water balloons to fill up. And
2,000?
Over 2,000 water balloons.
Please tell me you didn't tie those individually.
No, if you will see, and I think there were some pictures and video, they come in these kits now. You just hook the hose up and
it's
it will
like
fill up
30
35.
at a time.
Yes, at one time, and it's that fast. You can fill up 100 within 60 seconds.
And you guys did 2,000?
2,000, yeah. It was amazing. But when you have that many kids, they go so fast, and that's part of the hassle when you're sitting there tying them and they break as you're filling them. These, you'll break a few here and there, but they're almost foolproof.
Good idea too. If you're going to have a lot of people over from maybe the neighborhood, the ward, or whatever, have everybody bring their own.
Right.
And that way you double, triple.
Right.
I mean, you quadruple that
same
number.
with the food. Say bring a snack and a pack of water balloons, or bring, and make sure to bring your towel. And you can just make it fun. But it is a hit. And these balloons are biodegradable, so there's no need to worry about cleaning them all up.
Shoot, I just picked up like 200 last night.
I know.
I didn't know
Maybe yours weren't. Maybe yours weren't.
Okay, get the
biodegradable ones so that you can prevent that. And so you feel good about letting them go out there and make the mess too. But it's a nice way to cool off and just have a good time.
So many great ideas. Okay, if you're having a summer party, these are some great ways to get the entire crowd involved. Sarah, thank you so much for being here on Studio 5. I love the kickoff to summer. So many fun, fresh